In previous video, we discussed about the Hess's law of constant heat summation, and we solved some examples on this Hess's law. In this video, we are going to discuss the meaning of spontaneous process and concept of entropy. Now, what is spontaneous process? The process that takes place on its own without external intervention is called spontaneous process, and these spontaneous processes are occurring in one direction. The spontaneous process can be fast or slow and proceed till the equilibrium is reached. And most important thing is spontaneity. It is not concerned with the rate of chemical reaction. Sometimes the chemical reaction may be slow and spontaneous. Reaction may be fast and spontaneous. So there is no any correlation between rate of chemical reaction and spontaneity. This is most important. Examples of spontaneous processes are flow of water from higher altitude to lower altitude or higher level to lower level. This is the spontaneous process. Another example is flow of electricity from the point of higher electrical potential to the lower electrical potential. This is also spontaneous. Flow of heat from hot body to cold body. This is also spontaneous process. Diffusion of gas. Actually, diffusion means spontaneous mixing of two or more gases. It is called as diffusion. Diffusion is highly spontaneous process. Dissolution of salts like potassium chloride, sodium chloride in water. It is also spontaneous. As soon as salt is added in water, spontaneously it undergoes dissolution. And acid base neutralization, this is also spontaneous. As soon as acid is mixed with base, spontaneously acid reacts with base and there is a formation of salt and water. Process, this reaction remains spontaneous till either acid or base gets consumed. So neutralization is also spontaneous process. Now, what is the correlation between energy and spontaneity? Is there any correlation or not? This we are going to discuss here. It is general observation that a chemical reaction in which products are more stable than reactants occurs spontaneously, and such reactions are exothermic. It means exothermic reactions may be spontaneous. I am saying maybe, and not necessarily all the exothermic reactions are spontaneous, but exothermicity, it may be the one of the criteria to know about the spontaneity. We'll take example. Suppose reactants are converted into products. Generally, reactants have more energy during exothermic reaction. Reactants are having more energy. When reactants are converted into products, products have less energy, and there is a evolution of energy or heat, and therefore this process or this reaction is exothermic. Now, in exothermic change or in exothermic chemical reaction, products are more stable than reactants, and such a chemical reaction, it may be a spontaneous, and it is general observation that exothermic reactions are spontaneous. Example is acid base neutralization. Acid base neutralization is a exothermic reaction. For example, when potassium hydroxide is mixed with nitric acid, there is a formation of potassium nitrate and water. This is neutralization reaction, and there is an evolution of 57 kilojoule of heat. And as neutralization is neutralization reaction is exothermic, it is a spontaneous. This is one of the condition. The exothermicity or exothermic nature of reaction favors the spontaneity of the process, but it does not assure it. It means not necessarily all the exothermic reactions are spontaneous. There are many processes that are endothermic and spontaneous. For example, melting of ice. During melting of ice, especially above 0 degrees centigrade, there is an absorption of heat and process is endothermic even though it is a spontaneous. So melting of ice is a spontaneous, but it is an endothermic process. For example, at 25 degrees centigrade, suppose ice is kept for some time, melting will start, ice gets converted into liquid water, and this process takes spontaneously even though ice absorbs some heat or energy from the surrounding, and it is an endothermic process. Another example is dissolution of sodium chloride in water. It is endothermic process, but at the same time it is a spontaneous. It means as soon as sodium chloride solid is added in water, it gets dissociated, that is there is formation of Na plus and Cl minus ions, and cations and anions are hydrated with water, and this sodium chloride solid gets dissolved in water. There is no any chemical reaction, but this is the dissolution process, only there is a hydration, and during hydration energy is absorbed from the surrounding, and this is endothermic process even though it is a spontaneous. So here most important thing is some endothermic reactions or endothermic processes are spontaneous also, or spontaneous as well, and therefore exothermicity is not the only criteria to decide the spontaneity of the process, and there must be another factor or another thermodynamic term which determines the spontaneity of the process, and the thermodynamic term is entropy. On the basis of entropy we can know whether process is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. So what is entropy? A thermodynamic property which is a measure of molecular disorder or randomness. It is called entropy. It is denoted by capital S. So entropy, it is a measure of randomness. Randomness, it is reverse of orderly arrangement. Okay. So it is a measure of molecular disorder or randomness, and entropy change, it is a state function. It means it depends upon initial and final state. Suppose S1, it is the entropy of initial state, and S2, it is the entropy of final state. Then S2 minus S1, that is entropy of final state minus entropy of initial state. This is the change in entropy, and this change in entropy, it is a state function. Now during the melting of ice and vaporization of liquid, randomness increases and hence entropy also increases. Now how randomness increases during melting of ice and vaporization? Now you consider solid, say for example ice. In ice, water molecules are orderly arranged, and any solid, crystalline solid, has a lowest entropy because here randomness is very less. Randomness is not there. There is a perfectly ordered arrangement, and entropy, it is a measure of disorder. So here disorder is not there, and therefore crystalline solid has the lowest entropy. Suppose solid is converted into liquid by means of fusion or melting, solid is converted into liquid. Now in liquid, molecules or particles are now randomly arranged. There is a movement of particles within the liquid, and disorder increases. As disorder increases, entropy change increases, or entropy change is positive. It means when solid is converted into liquid, there is a positive change in entropy. Now suppose liquid is converted into gas. In gas, molecules are again randomly arranged. Here gas is a highly disordered state of matter. Molecules move wherever the available space, they occupy entire available space of the container, and therefore gas is a highly disordered state of matter, and as disorder is highest, gas is having highest entropy. When we compare solid and gas, crystalline solid is having lowest entropy and gas is having highest entropy, because in case of gas, disorder is there, highest disorder is there. Now suppose actually when liquid is converted into gas, this is called as vaporization. During vaporization of liquid, entropy increases. Suppose gas is again converted into liquid by means of condensation. So during condensation process, entropy change decreases because disorder decreases. Liquid is having less disorder as compared to gas, and therefore entropy change decreases. Again, suppose liquid gets crystallized into solid. So during this change, again the liquid gets converted into solid, so disordered state gets converted into ordered state, and therefore entropy change decreases from liquid to solid. Okay, this is how there is a change in entropy when there is a change in state of matter. When solid is converted into liquid, disorder increases, entropy change increases. When liquid is converted into gas, disorder still increases, entropy change also increases. And in reverse direction, that is when gas is converted into liquid, disorder decreases and therefore entropy change also decreases. And when liquid is converted into solid, disorder decreases, means ordered arrangement will be there in solid, and therefore entropy change decreases. In this way, solids, especially crystalline solids, are having lowest entropy, and gases are having highest entropy, and change in entropy is in the order solids to liquids to gas. Solids having lowest entropy as compared to liquids, which are having lower entropy than the gases, and this is the order of entropy. Now summary of this point is, the entropy, it is a thermodynamic property which is a measure of molecular disorder or randomness, and entropy is a state function. Change in entropy, it is a state function. And most important thing is, for crystalline solid, entropy is lowest, and for gases, entropy is highest. Why for gases entropy is highest? Reason for this is, in gas, molecules are randomly arranged, they are moving randomly, there is a high order of disorder, highly disordered state, and therefore gas is having highest entropy.